technology store. Oh yeah, Alan Lang watching chocolate with flair. Movie and TV show reviews what you need. Film threads on fire, we're planting the seeds. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. From blockbusters to indie gold. Oh yeah, Chris and Alan break the mold. Pop your corn, turn down the lights. Get ready to groove through movie nights. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal.
Happy Friday, everyone. I am here. I survived. I survived, and I have a survival story to tell. Yeah, I'm on zero coffee, folks. I have 2 preloaded, 2 in the chamber, ready to go, to coffee me up, to wake myself up. Today on the show, we are talking, we've got, well, here we go, Y2K, Rachel Zegler's movie, Frank Grillo and Werewolves, Amy Adams in Nightbitch, The Order with Jude Law, lots of films to review. Alan Ng will be here. He's waiting in the wings somewhere. I need coffee. I need to tell you about movies. Let's go. Let's go. It needs to happen. It needs to happen, folks. I have to just, I blame Alan for being late. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Chris, how the hell do you work with this man? Okay, hold on, I'll say it. Alan.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading erotic poetry from Dune.
No, wait a second. No, hold that up. What?
You know, it's the Josh Brolin poetry
Right.
and photography book from Dune.
That's great. That's great. Well, you've been properly bribed
Yes,
to,
this is the greatest movie.
champion that movie.
Yeah, I think Timothée Chalamet is gonna win everything, every category in this year.
Well, I mean, we did see a movie he's very good in that is
He's
a
very good at
contender. I mean, I would say it is a contender.
Yeah, I think so far my 3 shoo-ins are Wicked, Anora, and now A Complete Unknown.
So you have to get naked to get your attention.
Yes,
Is that what we're saying?
that's right.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah, works for me. We have so much to do. We have some news stories at the top, and we have a lot of films to review. You think all the big Hollywood movies, they kind of take the oxygen out of the air. They get you excited. They get you to theater. They get Alan dancing and singing, saying defying gravity so often. It's not just about Wicked or Gladiator 2 or the big movies like Moana 2. No, there are indie movies playing, other films. There is a Rachel Zegler major movie opening this weekend. Alan has seen it. I've seen it. I don't know Alan's opinion, so please save it. Alan, don't tell me.
Yeah.
I have thoughts. Y2K with Rachel Zegler. We'll talk about it later in the show. But first, let's go through your chat comments and questions.
All right. Jason Ackers just became a YouTube member.
And by the way, if you are a member, one of the things we do, you get access to our Discord. We do giveaways on the show. And one thing we do that I think Alan and I are lucky. We live in the Los Angeles area. We're able to go to screenings at things like, you know, we see early screenings of movies, and a lot of movies, like during award season, we get to go to Q&As. I went to a Q&A event with Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune Part 2. He did a Q&A with John Spates, the screenwriter, and we have it on our channel for members only. We have, I went to a Moana thing. Alan's going to post a Q&A with the director of A Complete Unknown. When is that going up? Alex?
It's it'll go up this morning because I got to upload it, and I don't.
It's all good, man. But
yeah, with James Mangold and Elle Fanning.
Yeah, over 300 Q&As, interviews, things that you don't normally get to see. Here we've got one with The Substance, moderated by Eli Roth. I was there. So we bring that to you, experiences Alan and I are so fortunate to have. We want to share them with you. So there you go.
Yeah, and hey, you get a Moana 2 musical performance.
Yes, which I still don't like that movie. All right. It doesn't matter. Look, we go to these things. It's fine. It doesn't. I mean, I like what I like no matter what, but I really like the insight into the creative process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep going with these chats.
All right. Solomon Thornton, greetings, film lovers. I can't wait not to see Y2K.
There you go.
Nicholas, eclectic Coke, just became a YouTube member.
Thank you for that.
From Chicken Wing, hail gang. We have our regional manager come visit this week. So a nice live stream is exactly what I need to quell the anxiety. That and Zanny Poo. Love you guys.
All right.
Zanny Poo. All right. Bill S. Preston Esquire. Is this the latest test stream ever?
Latest? No, it's late for us. We were five minutes late.
We were scrambling.
We were working on stuff. This is why, like,
for you.
No, look, no chit chat. Look, if you know me, you know I like to party. I like to have fun. I love having fun. But when I work, I'm all work. I am very serious. I am let's no chit chat. Chit chat after the show. We got to focus on doing the show. So I'm a work hard, play hard kind of dude, if you know me.
Sons and Shadows, how many cups of coffee for Chris this morning?
By the way, I'm double fisting on the coffee. I have my two favorite mugs. I have a Dune mug and a Batman mug. And I have one in the refrigerator for later. So I can have iced coffee. So I'm only maybe a third of a cup in. I'm working on it. So all right. And Lord Thoth says,
like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch at shop.filmthreat.com.
Today is the last day for our sale, our Black Friday sale. We extended a week so you could take advantage. It's 20% off. Today is the last day through December 6th. You go use offer code FTBF20. It is store wide. That includes the Attack of the Dock Blu-ray, our new designs, and our Star Wars funeral t-shirt. Oh, it is after today, no longer on sale. Funeral for a franchise. Here it is. I'm going to click on it. I have a shirt. I have a mug. I got the mug. Where is it? It's right here. Got my funeral for a franchise mug. There you go. Today's the last day, folks. Today is the last day. So take advantage. FTBF20. Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
We love that.
Although I like to refer to it as Person of Color Friday.
Yes. Hey, wait. I got Jeremy Shelton says Chris Gore is a serious lesbian today.
Oh, okay.
Is it my Rachel Maddow like hair?
Yeah, their glasses. That would be.
Is that what makes me look like a lesbian? Wait, I'll put on glasses. I'll definitely be. This is my lesbian look, folks. This is me I'm your favorite lesbian film reviewer. Should I do that? Can you I'm your favorite. No, I have a scowl on my face. Yeah. I would say
I need you to emote what you think the next 4 years will be like.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. No, now you gotta start crying.
I'm gonna shave my head and sterilize myself.
All right, and
Don't
John
do that.
Manlang says Chris Gore looks like the team captain for the U.S. women's soccer team.
I'll take. Oh, that's right. What's her name? Rapinoe. Oh man. Oh
Just
my
the cat.
god.
I thought she was out.
I think she's done. I think
I thought
she's
she
done.
retired from. Yeah.
Look, she was kind and nice to everybody.
Yes.
Don't ever forget that.
Such a shame.
She was very kind. So, okay, things are happening, folks. Things are happening. And I want to say Award This tickets are now on sale. All right. They are on sale if you go to thefridacinema.org. They are on sale. We have a limited number. We did expand it, so we have like more of a limited number than we did last year. So
we have more of a limited number. Okay.
Yeah, it's more. So go to thefridacinema.org. It is Sunday, February 2nd, 6 p.m. There's a red carpet, a party, the award show itself with comedians, actors, whatnot, and you'll get a gift bag with a great reward. There'll be lots of cool, fun stuff in the gift bag. So that is fun. And also, finally, you've been waiting. The nominees for Award This 2024-2025 have been announced, but not on the Film Threat website. No, this is comingsoon.net is a website that covers all things coming soon. Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. And they were allowed the exclusive. We gave them the exclusive to announce the nominees, and here they are on comingsoon.net, link in the description. I will enlarge this so we can read it. 2024 Film Threats Award This nominees revealed. It goes on here, but here you go. Read this. And there's a quote from one of the guys from Film Threat, Alan, if you would.
Yeah. Try to read this. Coming soon is exclusively revealing the nominees for Film Threat's Award This ceremony, which aims to champion and bring awareness to exceptional indie films. True indie films, I might add. The ceremony is set to take place on Sunday, February 2nd at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, California. Limited number of tickets will soon be, they are available for the public show's official website, awardthis.com. Will also be seen on Film Threat's YouTube channel shortly after the awards are presented. Hollywood continues to reboot and embrace indie film. Filmmakers continue to show us the only limits in cinema are in your mind. Award This and Film Threat are here voices that are a rebel yell of cinematic anarchy. Join us as we cheer on these maverick artists on February 2nd. States Film Threat publisher and Award This producer Chris Gore. There's no better time to be had than with a group of indie filmmakers.
And let me just say, for those that think award shows are BS, they probably are. But the purpose of our award show is we want to let you know that these are the best movies of the 2000, to be clear.
Yeah.
Approximately, now, not myself, just Alan, there are about 30 other writers that write for Film Threat. In a given year, almost 2,000 movies are reviewed. Of those 2,000 movies, about 75 or 80 are nominated in a bunch of different categories, including, if you just read the categories.
Yeah, Award This film about movie making. It's a documentary.
Yeah, and a lot of interviews with the filmmakers can be found on our interviews channel. So we have A Disturbance in the Force. That's great. Chasing Amy. Masters of the Grind, about grindhouse movies, music documentaries, socially relevant documentaries, pop culture documentaries, Unreal Outsiders. These are sort of uncategorizable docs. Indie sci-fi, indie horror, indie comedy. Look, there's hundreds of beavers. Love that. Indie LGBTQ plus themed. 1 year, a movie was nominated called Roadhead, which was a gay horror film. These are very unique movies. Indie animation, indie action thriller, and then we have a category WTF indie. What the fuck is this movie even? Well, there you go. There's a movie called Night of the Killer Bears. Indie romance, indie drama, and indie movie made for less than the contents of an Oscar gift bag, under $100,000. So there you go. Yeah, these are all the nominees, and Film Threat will run the story this weekend with links to reviews of all the films. So you can check those out. But thank you to comingsoon.net. That's the award this pin. I have one of them, by the way. I have this pin. It's an augmented reality pin. Have you seen this, Alan?
Yes, I have.
Do you have one?
I actually participate in award this and have received the pin myself.
Well, you're a major part of award this. You should give yourself more credit.
Yes.
But
no, I'm saying I got the pin. Yeah.
Yeah. The pins are cool. Gift bags are cool. Please join us. And if you can't make it, watch it on YouTube. It's very fun. Alan made the best joke last year. You can watch all the past award shows. If you go to the award this link tree. I know you hate me when I talk about Linktree.
Yeah, because Linktree will save the world.
Linktree, hey, I don't want you disparaging Linktree. It is really a useful tool. So if you go to Linktree and just /award this, link to tickets, link to how to submit your movie, links to all the previous awards events, including going back to 2019.
When it was done on a couch.
We literally did it on a couch. Then we did it in a movie theater. Then when COVID hit, we did the awards at a drive-in. It was weird. But we are doing this. It is important to me that we champion these movies. It's part of the purpose of what we do. So go to Linktree /award this.
That's amazing because during COVID, we didn't even miss a year.
We didn't miss a year. We did not. I was annoyed by all the restrictions and this. It was outdoors. Masks were, mandatory. We followed all the rules, and we did the awards event in Orange County on the roof of a parking structure, which we turned into a drive-in. Nothing could stop me. Nothing. Not even COVID or government restrictions. So please support our event. We have a lot of fun. Okay. Oh shoot.
Yeah, we have comments about.
All right. Well, let's see.
Yeah. So from William for 5 hotel recommendations. If I can make the awards, I'll be there. There are a lot of hotels within at least 10 miles of the venue.
Yeah. Santa Ana, California, which has like a fun, like this cute, like area with bars, restaurants, the Frida Cinema movie theater, lots. I mean, you could also just come to LA and drive down there and go to Universal Studios, lots to do. So William,
and honestly, it's not that far from Disneyland either.
It's not far from Disneyland. Maybe you could stay where Disneyland is, drive over to the awards. Yeah, to
the airport. If you fly into Santa Ana, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of hotel rooms around the airport.
Yeah.
Christopher Moonlight Productions award this winner, Christopher Moonlight here. I will say that this award show is the best of them and best of them all. And remember, independent horror films scare the living poop out of Alan's bunghole. I don't think I said bunghole.
I mean, I've seen that posted on social media. It did not get fact checked.
Don't believe I said bunghole.
Yeah, but Christopher won last year. It is really great to see indie filmmakers get up, and every year a couple filmmakers cry. Okay, it is your peers telling you, "Hey, great work," and the movies are very diverse. I mean, all over the map. You've got, in terms of if you look at the docs, it's we're not politically on one side or the other. We recognize great independent filmmaking for what it is. So thank you, Chris. You're such a good supporter. Why don't you come to the awards? You can just come and hang out with filmmakers.
Yeah. You're a previous winner. Patrick Lemire Awards should be like boxing divided by weight class, with budget being the weight class. Blockbusters over 150 million are in a super heavyweight and etc.
I would agree with that for sure. I mean, the budgets of, I don't think there are many movies made in the millions at our award show. It's mostly movies made for like 100 grand, but you get to see what's possible. This is like, you know, if the Oscars are the Super Bowl and the professional NFL and the Indie Spirit Awards are college football, we're like the high school football of award shows. We're entry level. You know, this is how, I mean, Chris Nolan started with a small indie movie made for under 100 grand, shot on black and white 16 millimeter called Following.
Yeah.
He made it over the course of a summer. He worked all week. On weekends, he could afford one reel of film to shoot. And when the film ran out, he was done shooting. He did not go into debt. He worked for months and shot his film. It's a very small indie movie that was at Slamdance. The following year, he was at Sundance with Memento, which had a much higher budget, not huge, but higher budget, with Guy Pearce and Joey Pants.
Yeah.
And
I believe he quit his day job at that point.
Well, after that, he did the movie for Warner Brothers. So anyways, I love seeing that creativity. What can someone do with very little money?
Chris Gore is fat at hotmail.com for 2. Needs to add a most Asian representation category. Absolutely. I don't know why that's not there.
Alan will have something to do with that. Okay. Now, before we do have one more news story before we get to our reviews, and we have a lot. So please be patient with us today. But I'm here to teach Alan and our producer, Atomic Lori, a lesson about make news. Now, this is something back in the 90s when I was doing Film Threat magazine. One of the things that always perplexed me was from the time we finished writing for the magazine to the time the magazine was on the newsstand was about 6, which always bugged me. It was like, why does it take so long? So what I did was I told our writers at the time, we have to make news. We have to create news. We are making our own news, and it's original because we created it, but it's not going to be dated by the time people see it. So in breaking news, I just am making this now. Chris Gore turns heads on the red carpet at Info List Party. This is breaking news. Let me share screen with photos from the red carpet at the Info List Party. Info List is a party put on by Jeff Gund. He puts this on every year, or several times a year. He does a holiday party, a pre-Oscar party. If I go to that one, I might take a date. We'll see. He does a pre-Comic-Con party in July, but I showed up. And whenever I go to this, I always dress outrageous. Okay. I wear sunglasses. I feel like I can stand out if I looked like, let's be fair, kind of a Hollywood idiot. So here's how I was dressed at the party. You see in the background, some very attractive ladies are on the step, and it's called a step and repeat. It's because there's a bunch of photographers. You step and repeat. They're telling you I kind of know how to pose. I'll show you this, Alan. I'm teaching you. You have to look at this camera. And someone says, I look at Al Ortega, my favorite photographer. Shout out to Al. I see him at everything. I look at him, look this way, kind of look, find the light, and there you go. So I was dressed clearly like a complete moron. I had our Film Threat sort of chain on, sunglasses, Santa hat, and a ridiculous Affliction leather jacket with skulls. I'm like, how can I look like a complete the only thing that would make it worse is if I have a Bluetooth headset in my ear. or maybe a cell phone. I was just talking. So I walk in looking like this, and a publicist says, "Oh, recognize me. Hey, you got to walk the carpet." Scrambles and writes on a dry erase board, Chris Gore, shows it to everybody. And then what do? I walk the red carpet looking like a baller. Look, see, this is how you pose. You square your feet like that. Square your feet. You're looking around. Now, make fun of me. Please go ahead. I will take your slings and arrows.
I'm just noting the contrast between how good looking the women look and how good looking the men look.
Yes, there's a clear difference, but yeah, and then people were just, it was crazy. It was chaos. It was info list. I had fun, hang out with a bunch of people. Last time I saw M. Night Shyamalan was there. So, but this is what they call breaking news, or what I call make news. We had no news stories. We were scrambling this morning, working hard, chit-chatting about popcorn buckets. And there you go. Alan, let's try this with you. I have some breaking news related to Alan.
I'm sure it'll make me look good.
No, stay here. Stay with me, folks.
Okay. This is the part where I talk over what you're doing.
Well,
Chris is typing right now.
Yeah.
Typing. He's looking for the headline. He's writing it out. He's now editing it and proof.
Okay, another breaking story here in Make News, or breaking news. Alan Ng snags Lord of the Rings popcorn bucket early. Now, this is not supposed to be on sale until next week. This is the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim popcorn bucket. It's a giant hammer. And Alan, you bought one.
No, I when you say snags, I snagged a photo.
Let's see the photo, Alan, if you would.
Okay,
so it's not on sale.
It is on sale because I could have bought it, but I don't have a lot of money. But here we go. Look at this beauty.
The popcorn bucket?
This is the popcorn bucket.
So you saw it in the theater. Now, okay, let me make correction. We fact checked it.
Yes, this is you can buy this. It is $35 at Regal.
Okay, I've updated the headline. Wait, I have. Breaking news. Alan Ng takes a photo of Lord of the Rings popcorn bucket early.
Yeah.
Do you see how news works?
Yeah.
See, this is called this. I learned this in the 90s when I was doing, Film Threat as a magazine. You make news. It's not news. You kind of create it. And we were very creatively making stories. Now, what we would do, which was crazy, we would do a press release about every issue of Film Threat magazine and list our news stories that we made up in Film Threat actually got reported on in newspapers and magazines at the time. We used to do a list of the frigid 50, the 50 coldest people in Hollywood. People took it so seriously. We made Russell Crowe number one year, and it was in all the national news in Australia. This is true. I mean, back in the day with Film Threat, when it was a magazine, we were constantly doing things that got us attention. So maybe we need some of that energy, Alan.
Maybe we do. Sorry, that was my receipt. Yeah, here's the Gladiator 2.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, look at that. And then here's the Moana and Wicked. Oh, no, sorry. Moana and Red One popcorn buckets.
The Moana ones look terrible. That's weird.
Oh, no. And the red one is a snow globe. And you don't even put the popcorn in the snow globe. You put it in the base of the snow globe.
Weird.
Yeah. Remember when popcorn buckets were cool?
I do.
Yeah. It was so long
When-
ago, maybe 6 months ago.
Well, there you go. Let's go to your comments here.
Let me get rid of that. Yeah, here we go. Bill W says turns head equals called the cops.
Thanks.
All right, from Stitch, member for 15. Thank you for that. 15 months. I need to rethink my life choices. No, you're making great life choices. Rudy for 2 went to award this last year. Had a great time.
Oh, thanks, Rudy.
We'll have one this year. Cameron Scott for 5. I'd like to be the first to donate to Alan's Popcorn Bucket Fund. I am not as I'm not into popcorn buckets like you are, Chris.
Well, sorry.
I've bought more popcorn buckets for you than I've bought for me. Rudy for 2. Only read the title. Can't believe Alan is a thief.
True.
Yeah, I took the photo. Bill S. Preston Esquire. Chris should sell this on Skillshare. Your whole make news. That's what
right.
Yeah. And Lord Comet, pimping ain't easy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Beerosaurus Rex. I wear my sunglasses at night, like Chris does. Eucalyptus, Giga Chad Gore.
Hey, got a big super chat.
Oh,
here
hey, Eric Strandberg. Eric Strandberg, 77. Here is my award for your very cool and needed award this show. Love you guys. Even Chris. Just kidding.
Thank you, Eric. That's great. Well, I hope you can make the award show.
Cat Burt's classic porn star look. There you go.
Aging porn star, you forgot to add.
Okay. Anno Dynamite. Chris looks gayer than George Michael.
I was going for that vibe, like George Michael,
is the gayest gays.
Hey, Alan, we have movies to review, but
yeah,
I forgot to do this.
Did we do this one? I thought we did this. Well, we'll do it again. Either way, Lord Thoth tells us to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram, buy our merch, shop.filmthreat.com, and Chris will be making an appearance on Discord in the near future.
It is going to happen at some point. Okay, Alan, one news story before we get to our reviews today, and that is this. First major Harry Potter HBO casting, ? Yes, HBO and Max are doing a Harry Potter television series. As you know, each season will encompass one of the books, and J.K. Rowling is very involved. That may be controversial for some, but she is very involved in the show. And knowing that we are now in modern day, the Harry Potter story is set in the 90s with mostly characters that are white because it's in London, England, right? Takes place there. It's in the 90s. Maybe wasn't as diverse a country as it is now, but it is what it is. So I think the Harry Potter series of films are beloved, probably one of the most successful franchises in terms of a series ever. I'd say it had a very satisfying ending. I did not read the books. My kids read the books and loved them and devoured each one of them. I was a fan of the movies. And I enjoyed the whole thing. I enjoyed mostly going with my kids to see the movies. It was an event to see one of the films. And the fact that they actually finished it, both the books, the series, they broke that one, the last book into 2 films. Kind of a cash grab, if you ask me, but whatever. So a lot of people are very interested in this. Now they're casting. How modern will it be? Alan, if you would share the story and give it, show it to us here.
All
Or if
right.
you'd like me, I can do it.
Oh, you want to
Okay,
do it, or you?
No, you got it. It's good. Here we go.
All right, here we go. The first major Harry Potter HBO show casting decision is about to be made. This is from Forbes. Forbes writer Paul Tassi. People love Paul Tassi. The first substantive news about casting for HBO's upcoming, likely to arrive in 2027, has attached the name of a specific actor to a specific role, potentially. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Papa Esedu has been offered the role of Severus Snape in the Harry Potter series, a part formerly occupied by the legendary and departed Alan Rickman.
If you would bring up, I don't think you need to read much there, but here is, we know what Alan Rickman looks like, and he is described in the book as being white. Like, what was it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a Potterhead, but I think his skin was described as sour milk or something.
Or white as snow.
Could be. In any case, this is what we've come to expect. Snape is a major character, and Alan Rickman, the gravitas with which he's been in bad movies. He's always good. I mean, in Die Hard, he is amazing in Die Hard.
Galaxy Quest. Amazing. Galaxy Quest, right?
I grabbed Thor's hammer. Anyways,
Love Actually.
Yeah, he's just, Alan Rickman is a heavyweight. He can read the phone book and you're riveted. He's one of those actors like a Morgan Freeman. In fact, I wouldn't care if they cast Morgan Freeman, although I think he's too old. He did open the show with talking about you, Alan.
Yes, he did.
But what do we think of this, and how much will Potter fans be called racist for not liking this casting? What are your thoughts, Alan?
My thoughts, are you surprised? I mean, I'm not surprised. It's, what I'm surprised is that this is the first announcement as opposed to burying it. But look, I mean, come on. It was bound to happen. It happened. They just got it out of the way. First of all, the diversity, these diversity castings, I'll tell you what diversity castings mean. Not Asian. I mean, look, it's, I sit here on the sidelines, watching you white and black people just kind of hammer things out and realize, no one cares about us. Look, during the election, more black men voted for Trump. More brown men voted for Trump. No one spoke about the Asians. No one cares about us.
Right.
So, look, again, if you're going to race swap Reed Richards, how is the smartest man in the world not Asian? I mean, part of me just laughs at this stuff. I sit back and just look at the hypocrisy, look at the virtue signaling, because that's what it is. Because again, how is this character not Asian? How is Hermione not going to be Asian? I mean, really, I'm just, if you want me to get on your side and feel, and want to bang the diversity drum, start reaching out to my people, and I'll. But quite frankly, we'll see. I mean, look, I'm a critic. I'm going to watch it anyways. But I'm just tired of this diversity, because the hypocrisy of DEI is more blaring than ever. So good for you. Good for you. Well done.
It's a major role that Alan Rickman made iconic. I mean, he made it iconic. I would think someone better that I'm. First of all, I could be wrong. He could be an amazing actor.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen this actor. So
I mean, he must have nailed the audition. I mean, you cannot cast a mediocre actor in the role of Severus Snape. That's just the truth about it. And because it's a long series, because you're committing to 7-8 years maybe, it's going to be tough for major actors to be able to commit to a television series for a very long period over a long period of years. And so I think you're going to see a lot of unknowns taking roles than you will see known actors.
I think also this may not be set in stone. They're kind of gauging audience and fan reaction. So they floated this out and leaked it, fake leak, right? And leaked it to see what fans think. Would they be okay with this? Can we get more diverse, diversio inclusivideo? Is that the spell that you take the wand and do that? Is that what you do? Anyways,
no, you forgot equitas.
Yeah. What are all the spells?
I know.
Inclusivio. Whatever. What's weird is people only want diversity in movies where there's maybe too many white people. No one cares about diversity in like Korean cinema. Like why aren't Korean films or Chinese films or Japanese films more diverse? Why aren't African films more diverse? Why?
Because we're racist.
They only care when it comes to sort of white dominated properties. And it's like, well, why is there not more diversity? But white people aren't saying, hey, Japanese films, why don't you have white people in them? Although, to be fair, in some Godzilla movies, they throw a token white person in it, and they're usually the villain. So,
the Chinese were doing that for a long time to get their movies sold in the U.S. They would throw Matt Damon in their movie,
right,
or they would throw The Rock
or Tom Cruise. Anyways, hey, he may be a great actor. I'm not going to judge. They may know something we don't. I don't think it's set in stone. But I think Harry Potter fans, it's going to be a long 7 years. Still, let's just say that.
Yeah. I mean, to defend you white people, there is, it's not wrong to want to see the cast that you had in your mind when you read the book as a child or read it to your children. There's nothing wrong with that. The world wanted a red-headed Ariel, and to say that, I don't know, you just get the sense that they do these things just to spark the controversy, or just to I mean, do they really do this on purpose just to get people riled up and show just how racist the world is?
I think people have a vision in their mind. I mean, it is such a beloved series of books that it means a lot to the fans of the book series.
And it feels like they're doing it just to do it, and not necessarily for as we say, meritocracy, to cast the role as people envision it, with people who can do a quality job. So there you go. I mean, for other franchises, lesser known franchises, I guess you can get away with race swapping, but when you take a well-known one like this, maybe Aragorn should be black in the upcoming Lord of the Rings.
And finally, before we go to comments, I feel for this actor. Alan Rickman made that role. He knocked it out of the park in that role. He had gravitas. He was an incredible foil with a complicated past. He was amazing. So for this actor to step into that, all I say is good luck. Let's go to your comments here.
C-Sign69. First they hire Sid from Ice Age as Snow White. Now hiring Shaft as Snape. Holly Weird will never learn. Just wait till the Hermione casting. Yeah, she's not Asian. I'm not. I'm done. Professor Fear, a Snape dog.
Snape dog. Oh no. Oh no.
Phyllis Preston Esquire. Notorious SNAPE.
Oh.
Chalk Smack. Snape is one character you can't race swap. Well, apparently you can't.
Yeah.
Emo Better. I just don't get it, though. If you're going to tell a story based on the books, why would you risk it by changing the characters like this? I mean, the only thing that will save it is he somehow embodies it perfectly, and he may. You won't know for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Twisted reality, diversity quitas inclusio.
That's the spell.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You forgot equitas in that.
Let's prep the reviews here, Alan, if you would. We have a lot to get to. Let's start with a movie. What would you like to start with?
I'm sorry. I need to.
Getaway?
Yeah, sure.
So you do that, and then I'll do a review after that, and then we'll get to Y2K. I have, oh God, I cannot wait to talk about this one. So we'll do, I'm
About
putting
Y2K?
in order. Yeah, we can't, yeah, we need to, wait, here we go.
You make me happy.
Okay. All right, Alan, can you tell me about Getaway?
Okay, Getaway is a British tale told in the country of Sweden. It is a comedy starring Nick Frost and Ainsley B. They play the Smith family, all four of them here, and they have decided that they're going to go on a getaway. As you can see, the title has two meanings. So they go on a getaway to a small Swedish island called Svalta, where every year the Svaltans perform a play about their history. The history in which a plague ravaged the island and you either starved to death or you turned to cannibalism. Is that no one wants them there because this is not a play. This is kind of a ceremony that the inhabitants of Svalta do every year. And it's really not open for the public. But one of the Svaltans decide, I'm going to open an Airbnb and invite visitors to come and see the play. And so hilarity ensues at this point because weird things begin happening. The family starts getting these dreams about death and horror. The inhabitants don't like them, and so they treat them in a very odd way. Let's put it this way: this movie is very British in the sense of it takes dry humor to the extreme level. Because you have this contrast between this kind of fun-loving modern family going to an island full of basically stuck-up inhabitants who are just they just don't want visitors in there, and it's a comedy and it's supposed to be a horror, and what I've found is that when you combine genres, it doesn't elevate either the comedy or the horror, but when you combine the genre, it actually lessens the impact of it. So it's not as funny as you hope it would be, and it's not as scary as you think it would be. And I'll give you an example. This happens in improv all the time. Movies are about stakes. Stories are about stakes. So here's an island of cannibals. Let's just put it that way. And then you bring in a normal family who's kind of unaware that they're on an island of cannibals. They don't treat things as serious. They don't treat things with any stakes. So the story has no seriousness to it. The story has no stakes to it. And so when horrific things happen, and then you have the family just respond as if this is normal, you miss that kind of contrast, that needed contrast to, elevate the horror or elevate this comedy. And so, look, I like Nick Frost, I like Ainsley B, and this one I'm just not. I was pretty much bored through it and wanted to just get it over with. And I say the biggest problem is the stakes. There are high stakes in this movie, but the reactions from either from the entire cast is not high enough to make it funny or to make it horror. There's a few sexy moments. I'll give you that. And there's kind of the second half is kind of a bloodbath. Let's put it that way. But But you know, who cares about a bloodbath if you're not taking it seriously?
Oh man. So what would you rate this?
I'd give it a 5. I know we gave it a 7.
Oh.
I'm just not. You know, if
Yeah.
it's your thing, you'll probably enjoy it much more than I did.
Oh, but I love Nick Frost. I wanted to see this, but this week was so many small indie movies. We tried to see them all.
Well,
The trailer looks so funny. Nick Frost has that dry wit. I mean, he's so good. And the trailer was like on my list, going to see it. Oh, I'm bummed.
Yeah, you know, I'll say maybe you should see it, and maybe I'll have a different opinion than I did. But you know, I just want to laugh. I just want something clever. You know, the whole something horrible happens, and I'm just gonna brush it off as a comic moment. That's not the comedy I'm into. And like I said, I see this a lot in improv, and it's not funny in improv, and it's certainly not funny here. But watch it. Just watch it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, that bums me out because I don't know. I like Nick Frost. So, and then the trailer had me. It is a weird mix of horror, comedy, dry wit. I mean, I like that. I like salted caramel. I like things that may or may not go together, but I can see it derailing and not going right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think people are going to rush out to see this one.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like I hurt you.
No, because, well, I mean, there's a lot of films. We're reviewing like 8 films today. But this is one I had on my list as see this one, and kind of bummed out.
I mean, you know, we gave it a 7. Alex liked it, but I think he had the same issues that I did. He just liked it a lot more than I did.
All right, let's go to your comments, starting with
Alejandro Montoya Marin for $9.99. Indy did it first. Check out another Y2K movie, Millennium Bugs. Thank you, Film Threat, for always helping us fight.
Couple things. Alejandro, friend of the show, thank you so much. Yes, your movie Millennium Bugs was first. And have you looked at the nominees for award this announced this morning?
Will we be seeing you in February?
Are we going to see you, Alejandro, in February? Check it out. Comingsoon.net has the exclusives. So there you go.
Benjamin for $4.99 just saw the 28 years later poster. Danny Boyle directing again. Alex Garland right. Cannot wait.
Cool. Alan, are you swearing a lot?
Am I?
You drop out. There's a weird thing with your audio. Lori, nod if it's true.
Yeah,
nod
I need to. I think
like,
I need to change my. I need to get a look. My camera and my mic are. I've been using it since the beginning. Maybe I need to swap them out.
You need a new one. If you need, I got extra equipment. I'd love.
Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out.
In my mind, I'm just imagining that you swear like a sailor and you're just bleeping yourself.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I need help on. I don't know how to plug a soundboard into a PC because I've not been able to successfully make that work. Do I need a card or something like that, or do I need? Because I'm going through the headphone jack. I don't know.
If Steve is watching, reach out to Alan.
Yeah,
he needs help.
Like, I mean, is there a USB connection that I should get that I could?
Or
plug
maybe a lightning cable. I don't know.
USB. My PC doesn't have a lightning cable.
All right,
it's all USB.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Steve, Alan needs your help. Also, Steve has a poster for Alan that I refused. I mean, do you know how many times people want a quick rant here? People want to give things to you and they give them to me. And while there are pictures of us on the internet, we know each other. I maybe see you maybe once a month, right? Maybe once a month. So if people give me something, I have to remember to bring it. Then I got to remember to give it to you. Then you have to remember that you don't lose it. It's like there'll be a poster in my car. It'll be crinkled and ruined. So This is my request, a kind request. Don't give me things to give to Alan. If you want to give something to Alan, go to Linktree/Alaning or whatever it's called, and Alan will have a way to get things to him directly. Continuing.
I don't know what that way would be at the moment, short of giving away my home address.
Well, we have a film threat mailbox, but don't.
Well, that doesn't help. That doesn't.
I know.
It's too powerful.
Get a mailbox. Get a mailbox, man.
I gotta pay for a mailbox.
There you go. Okay, continuing with comments here.
Caveat tie sounds like a Midsummer spoof. I think that's what they were going for. I definitely. I mean, you might like the second half of it where he just goes crazy. I personally didn't find that fascinating at all. Bellis, Brits as obnoxious tourists. Is this a documentary? Yeah, it's. I mean, that's the comedy, and I wasn't up for it. Let's see. Moving on. Davina Duckworth, like The Wicker Man as a family comedy. Yeah, I mean that's what they're going for. That's what they're trying to do. Patrick Lemire, making cannibalism boring is a pretty mean feat. Well, again, if you don't treat it seriously enough, it's it doesn't. Again, you don't hit the stakes necessary to make an impact on an audience at that point. You should be able to do horror great in a movie like this.
Well, yeah. All right, let's pivot. And Alan, I want to review Werewolves.
You fuck that bitch. That's why I get canceled all the time.
I can't believe you, Alan. That's the worst.
I read your damn super chats, and
well, there you go. All right, let's talk about Werewolves, which is an indie movie directed by Stephen C. Miller from Briarcliff Entertainment, small indie company. This movie stars Frank Grillo as Wesley Marshall, and he is the man of action when the entire Earth is confronted with a mutation that turns people into werewolves. And I mean not the Lon Chaney one. I mean the ones that look like half wolves, half man, upright standing wolves. Mean, practical wolves. And there's a supermoon that is affecting the Earth that is about to turn almost 1 billion of the population into wolves. This is set up in the first act. We meet Dr. Aranda, played by Lou Diamond Phillips, our cast of characters that will be confronted with a global crisis. We're talking, this is the Walking Dead or World War Z of werewolves, the way it's built up. So it's not just like typical werewolf movie. We'll deal with, there's one person who's a werewolf. Who is it? Whatever. Could be your friend or dad or whatever, usually the dad. In this it could be your neighbor, it could be your friend. What's going to happen? Are you mutant? Do you have the mutation or not? So they have to survive the night with 20% of the Earth's population turning into werewolves, which ends up being like kind of a Night of the Living Dead, lock yourself in the house, hope you survive type of situation. And while the story and premise is extremely ambitious, we have never seen a werewolf film like this, which is, I think, why it's called Werewolves, plural. It really fails to get to that level. I imagine something much greater, like I said, with that premise. When they say 1 billion people will turn into werewolves worldwide. Well, where is this insane influx of people? And then it adds a sort of moral thing where when people become zombies, they're already dead. So when you kill like your neighbor or your relative, your mother, your father, and you kill them once they've turned to a zombie, they're not turning back from a zombie to a human. But the the idea that people could turn into werewolves, you randomly kill one, and it turns out to be someone you know, adds a whole other layer of drama, or so I thought. And I know I should not be projecting what I had hoped the movie would be on the actual movie. Just judge it as it is, and I will judge it as it is. This is a streaming movie. It should have gone direct to streaming. Something if I had caught it on Shudder would have been, well, that was fun. But it's getting a major theatrical release today, and it really sort of fails to shine or fails to live up to the premise that the movie itself set up. And while I like Frank Grillo, and he goes full Grillo in this, you know, he's man of action. He's a manly man of action. So I quite like Frank Grillo, and Lou Diamond Phillips. I've always liked him. So good cast. But I'll say they really shot themselves in the foot with a silver bullet by not living up to the premise that they began with. And I mean, the action is pretty much by the numbers. The werewolf stuff, seen it before. What I've not seen before is something that's on the scale of World War Z with werewolves, which what they really emphasize it too. Like people are preparing for the night. It's going to be scary. And they pretty much deal with a couple of werewolves, but not what I imagined would be an influx of werewolves. So I think the problem is in the writing and the setting up that premise. So I can't recommend Werewolves. Probably give it a 5 out of 10. And the 5 is really for the cast. So a disappointment for me. You know, if you got to see everything Werewolves, this will be on your list. But this failed to shine by the light of the moon, as it were. There you go.
So did I hear it wrong? This takes place basically in a single location?
No, most of it, once it gets to the action,
nightfall comes.
yes, then you're dealing with, one location and whatnot. But the world is, they deal with, there's like this lab, there's Frank Grillo's family's home. Like they're dealing with a lot, but it isn't like what they said. Like 1 billion people are turning into werewolves. Where's that?
Yeah, you see a dozen, maybe.
It didn't go there, and I was hoping it would. So
basically just another werewolf movie
with a great premise, because most werewolf movies, let's be fair, I've seen a bunch. I've seen a lot. Seems like it always falls to me to watch the werewolf movies. You're dealing with one person who's becoming a werewolf. It's revealed who they are. It's related to the characters. Do you kill the werewolf, but you're then killing the person that is a loved one or a neighbor or a friend? So it adds a moral layer to it. And this could have dealt with that, and it didn't. It's sort of a global threat zombie thing, but with werewolves. And I expected more. It's the budget does seem kind of anemic. Like they really shot for the moon, but couldn't pull it off.
Oh, that's a shame. So yeah, a great idea, a great foundation of a story that ultimately transforms into the basic werewolf trope.
That is the AI synopsis of my review.
It says I came up with it. Yeah. Real intelligence.
Yeah. Let's go to your comments here.
Authentic intelligence. All right. Davina Duckworth, can werewolves fly planes? Yeah, how about that? Do they drive cars? Do they fly planes?
No, they don't do any of that.
Do they do DoorDash? Jean Hu for 742. So if COVID was lycanthropy, did I say that right?
That is exactly right.
Yeah, there you go. Carlos Alfredo Lopez. Are there any diverse werewolves?
Sure. Not really.
Desert Fox 201. Zombie werewolves would be cool.
Yeah.
I think they've done that. Red French Moon. Are the effects cheap? Like a good so bad it's good?
They're passable. They're not like so bad they're good, or so they're just good.
Percentage of practical effects. How much of the movie is practical?
I would say mostly practical,
Okay,
but no, but enhanced digital.
sure.
You know, it's always
Uh,
enhanced.
Yeah, Jim T. Are there good and bad werewolves,
They're all bad.
or are they? Maybe they're just living their lives. Davina Duckworth, we assume the werewolves are not vegan.
They are not. They are not. Okay, taking that banner off and pivoting. What should we do next?
You want
How about Nightbitch, a movie we
Nightbitch.
both seen? Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Nightbitch stars Amy Adams as a mom. She is a mom who loves her son, but she can't help having dark thoughts, very dark thoughts about where she is in her life, about the world, about what she thinks about her husband. And her husband, played by Scoot McNairy, is a dutiful husband, but not really great on being a dad that picks up the slack. She spends 24/7 with her young son. He's a toddler, like, 3 or 4
two.
years.
Yeah,
2-year-old,
2
to 3 year range, which needs all kinds of attention, bathes him at night, but she's let herself go to the point where he doesn't shower for a week. She feels heavy. She has weird like hair growing on her body, and this constant attention to the son drives her mad because she has memories of her life before her child, when she was an aspiring and revered artist who had a gallery show, whatnot. She finds it difficult to even relate to other women of her age that don't have kids. And this is by far, in terms of mainstream movies, because it's from Searchlight Pictures, one of the weirdest films I have seen this year. Her character is unhinged, saying things about being a mother that should be considered unspeakable thoughts. And it's all played as kind of comedy. And she's going through what I would say is a metamorphosis to how to deal with being a mom, her memory of her past life as an artist, what she sacrificed and gave up, and maybe resenting her husband for being able to just have he can go out and work and whatnot and has kind of a life. And I'll say this, on the comedy side, there's some very clever things in this that I quite liked. And there are things I really, really detested. Really detested. And I think a lot of people will be turned off by this because of maybe some of her unhinged thoughts about motherhood. But I would not write it off, because she loves her son. She loves her son. But she's just grappling with what she sacrificed. She ends up becoming almost feral. Where is she turning into a werewolf in a way?
No, well, is she turning into a dog?
She's turning into a dog. She literally in the movie grows 6 nipples, right? So there's some weird. She's growing.
Yeah, I think she's growing a tail as well. Yeah.
Is she growing a tail out of her back? So part of it is body horror, I think, which the movie the Substance really dealt with in a great way. But it's sort of body horror, being a woman who sacrificed a career for a son, and then what that means, and then dealing with the husband. There's a great montage sequence where her husband says, "Hey, let me, you rest. I'll give him a bath." Goes to give their son a bath, and every 5 minutes he's saying, "Hey, honey, can you warm up a towel in the dryer? Hey, honey, where's this? Hey, honey, where's that?" And it made me feel like, look, I was a young dad. I remember I changed a lot of diapers. I did my best to help. And I felt that he did not understand what she goes through. And she finally brings a towel and says, I do all this without you here, you know? So there were some things that I related to in the upbringing of toddlers, which is not easy. But it's weird. I'm in two minds about this movie. There are parts I actually thought were just god awful. At the same time, I thought it was really clever and dark. This movie really is made for who the lead character
For liberal
is.
feminists. That's who this
For
movie is
liberal
made for.
feminists. It really is. It's made for them specifically. And there's not even, I'm looking at the cast. I don't remember the name. The cast, she's listed as mother. Scoop McNairy is listed as husband.
Yeah,
But
and everyone
really-
else has names.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm a almost bare recommend because of how weird this movie is. And I like the title, Nightbitch. And she even says it in the movie, like she's like, when she gets like she can say what she wants to her husband, she says, I'm a night bitch, you know, she's a bitch. So a bare recommend from me with a warning that this movie is one of the weirdest mainstream movies of the year. They describe it as a horror comedy. I'd say more of a comedy, more of a body horror. The horror is not a big aspect. Alan, what did you think of Nightbitch?
Yeah, I should probably set this up by saying I'm a man, and I'm a father, and I'm a husband, and I really didn't like this movie. You know, I mean, I wrestled with it too, because watching it at the end of it, thinking to myself, well, maybe I'm just missing the art of this film or what it wants to say. I'm definitely not the target audience of this movie, but I remember the first half of the movie. It was like this woman hates being a mother, absolutely hates everything about being a mother, and it's not like the kid is a horrible kid. The son is adorable.
Yes.
The way he acts, he does all the cutest things that 2-year-olds aren't the cutest things in the world, aren't the most lovable creatures of the world, but in this one they really portrayed the son as being a very cute and adorable kid who just wants to have fun and gets into a little bit of trouble. But it's not like the kid is screaming constantly, running around the house, defying orders. And what that told me was she hates being a mother, even to the most cute, lovable, easy to raise child you could ever imagine. And then the conflict that occurs between the husband and wife. The ending saddened me because it was like, really, that's why. That's why what happens. And it's like, couldn't we try a little bit harder? Couldn't we talk to people? And this is coming from a father and a husband, and watching this play out. And so the first half just really turned me off, and they were going for some redeeming values, some things to kind of redeem her character. But at that point, it just felt like too late, and it seemed forced in a way. Like there's in movies, there's this ultimate moment where the character changes, and I just didn't buy it at that point in any way that would make me want to say this is a great movie or a good movie, one worth recommending. So I get what they were going for. And yeah, as a man and a husband, I am not recommending this movie. That's the best way I could say it.
I give it a bare recommend, mainly for Amy Adams' performance. And I'll tell you what, she looks terrible in this movie. She is gained weight.
No. The word, she was brave.
She was brave. That's what you say. She looks god awful.
She's
brave. That's right. She's brave. But it's my memory of knowing what Amy Adams looks like.
Mm-hmm.
She's an attractive woman, and she does not. She looks bad throughout this film and lets herself go. And I think she really embraced the part. So I give it a bare recommend. You give it a warning, and you do not recommend.
I do not recommend it. I also we are supposed to submit our nominations for the Critics' Choice Awards. And there's one category of young actor, and I'm wondering, does that kid can we nominate this kid? I love this kid. I love this child. Can we nominate this child being 2 years old in the CCA nominations?
Well, we shall see. But I think Amy Adams, for being brave, is probably going to be nominated. So let's go to your comments here.
From Seed, this sounds like a role that was made for ZEGLER. Was she busy? I'm guessing. I don't think she's at motherhood age yet. Jane Doe for 499. Chris, you should do a Gore rant on piracy, especially considering you made Attack of the Dock. Get your movies legally, people.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop it. Yeah, I'd love to do a rant about it. I buy films. I buy films on digital. I buy 4Ks. Got this movie, Abruptio, a nominee for award this. I get 4K stuff. Yeah, you want to see what you want to support. So yeah, I do not do the piracy thing. So my friends try to get me to do it. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I see like there's like Russian casino ads all over the movie. It's stupid. I won't do it. So thank you for that.
KG Junk, Feminist Wet Dream.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Killick69, she is the Keymaster.
I think she modeled part of her performance on Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters. So yeah.
Lord Comment, Nightbitch should be a werewolf movie instead.
It implies that it's going that way, especially if you watch the trailer, but it's like a fantasy in her head of becoming feral like a dog.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the gimmick throughout the film is we see in her mind, we see what she's thinking in her mind, about how she would react to a certain situation. And then we cut to her plays the passive wife at that point.
Let's pivot to Y2K because that's what's on the thumbnail. Maybe we should do that, Alan.
You act like I'm the one who does the order.
No, we'll just come on.
It's just this running theme that they have.
Well, I don't think Zootopia's Pixar.
It's not. It's a Disney. But it is. Racist, even though I guess, but it's the father who doesn't want her daughter.
Y2K is here. This is the film directed by Kyle Mooney about Y2K is coming. What's going to happen on New Year's Eve, 1999? Will humanity be destroyed? Will there be an apocalypse? Or will absolutely nothing happen? Which is actually what in truth happened. Alan, tell us about Y2K.
Yes, so Y2K is the story of Eli, young teen Eli, who has a crush on a popular girl named Laura, played by Rachel Zegler. But that's just a side plot. Really, this is about the friendship between Eli and his best friend Danny. Danny, played by Julian Dennison from Deadpool 2. So they go to a party. Try to be, the parents of Eli say, it's New Year's Eve. You should go out, go meet some friends, and kiss a girl when the bell rings. They go to a party with Danny. Danny weirdly becomes very popular at this party, and Eli is kind of cast to the side. And Danny's having a great time, but Eli's not. And then New Year's Eve happens. The clock strikes 12. The power goes out. And suddenly all the appliances and all the electronics with processing chips in them, they begin attacking the partygoers. Death and mayhem occur. Danny, Eli, and Laura, they escape, and they must figure out how to stop this impending apocalypse. And I will call this, I think the best way to describe the movie is this is the Breakfast Club but during the apocalypse. So here, what did you think of Y2K?
That's the premise which you get from the trailer. I did not like this film. It's not for several reasons, and it's not Rachel Zegler. She's the least of its problems, but to be clear, let's talk about her off the bat. She is weightless. She is a very good singer. I think she's a very good singer, and that is the extent of her talent. I think seeing her in West Side Story, seeing her in the Hunger Games, she is weightless. She adds nothing as an actress. She might as well be a background character, a side character. She is nothing special. When I think of like Jenna Ortega and what she has done with her roles, she adds something. I think Rachel Zegler is not a very good actress.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega is a presence. She has a presence in the film.
Jenna Ortega is a presence. Anya Taylor-Joy, a presence. Rachel Zegler is weightless. I don't say this because of comments that she's made on social media about politics. She can say what she wants. Doesn't help her case because I don't think she's very good. And she was one of the weakest aspects of West Side Story, a movie where I love the original by Robert Wise. The Spielberg remake was not great. Did not love it. And she did not. I feel like she adds nothing to a role. Now, does she ruin things she's in? Maybe because of comments on social media. But she's not the reason this movie fails. This movie tone is so weird. It sort of has all the check boxes of coming of age. Are we going to drink alcohol? Are we going to do drugs and smoke pot? Are we going to, what if I get laid? There's a whole subplot where Eli's friend has a condom that he keeps trying to give him to use, which comes into play at a pivotal scene. I won't ruin it, but it's just, it didn't build the world. When suddenly there's a change after Y2K, killing and mayhem happens right after midnight. But how did these devices, they needed to show me more so I would buy the premise. The premise is dumb. I know it's dumb. And and I like a good dumb premise, but it didn't sell it. And suddenly you've got these walking Terminator-like robots that are forcing humanity to have chips installed in their brain so they can just, log into the net in their minds, right? Jack in. It's typical. You meet a ton of teenagers at this party. They're killed off one by one, getting down to a small group. Kyle Mooney, the director, is actually in the film as a character. He's like a stoner named Garrett who works at the video store. I like Kyle Mooney a lot. He was one of the standouts on SNL. He also in the early 2000s did these videos where he would go to a wrestling convention and interview people. I think Kyle Mooney is a talent. I think he's funny. In this as director, I feel like the movie played it safe in some ways. The kills are kind of dumb. And I saw it, by the way, I saw it with a packed audience. The very first screening at AMC Burbank 16, it was full and people were laughed here and there, but it did not get a big reaction. And they passed out when we went there. They passed out this right here, this thing of the filmmakers want your feedback on Y2K. So scan that, tell them what you think.
No, actually watch the movie.
You could get a $5 gift card or whatever. I was colossally disappointed because I and Rachel did not bother me. I'm like, all right, put that aside. She's playing a part. I'll go see it. But she's not the reason the movie doesn't work. It's the tone. It's that they kind of held back. I think it would have been, there's a whole thing about 90s a lot of 90s stuff. You know, the movie opens with the sound of logging onto AOL. I laughed. But like, these are weird member berries. Maybe we're not ready for early 2000 nostalgia. And this movie is the first. It's his, I think, the first movie he directed. He was in a movie, did not direct it, but very good, called Brigsby Bear.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Brigsby Bear. He didn't direct that one, but man, that's good. So love Kyle Mooney. I think he's funny. And his character gets a lot of screen time. He's, as a side character, is funny, but did not work for me. I can't recommend this film. 5 out of 10 for me, but a not recommend. Alan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we have a Nightbitch situation. I think I liked it a lot. I liked it better than you.
Oh, wow.
To the point where I could give it a very bare recommendation. I thought it was okay. My big issue with the film is the story, in the sense that I don't think it goes far enough in terms of the horror. From the it doesn't go far enough from the apocalypse standpoint. Also, you know, it would have been nice to kind of make this somewhat of a teen sex comedy. Because when the goal is to kiss a girl versus what you normally associate with teen sex comedies, it's like, oh, you just sense that limits are being placed on this story, that you can't go as far to, because the entire goal is for Eli to kiss Laura. That's it. And to Rachel Zegler's credit, I think her performance is great in the sense of, I disagree. No, hold on. Let me just say this. I think she's great because she passes off as a normal, pleasant person in this movie, and I think that portrayal is chef's kiss. I mean, it's like you look at her and it's like, oh, that's a nice person. You know,
she can. Yeah, in real life, she is a night bitch. Yeah, and in this, she can come off as kind.
Yes, she's showing off her acting chops as being normal.
Yeah.
So good job there. I honestly, I did like when I walked in, I thought it was just going to be a Y2K teen drama. And it really didn't dawn on me until it happened that this is a horror film. But
the horror is not, horror is played
it's light. It's
very light horror. And I'll say this, I can confirm that a friend of mine saw this over a year ago at a test screening.
Mm-hmm.
You know this friend.
Yes.
And said it was way raunchier.
Gorier.
And it had a lot of humor that was anti-woke, and they cut it all.
Oh my God.
He said the original cut, he convinced me. He goes, we got to see it. It's so funny. It's so funny. And we both sat there going like, when does it get so funny? Apparently they held back. So
that just proves my point.
When this comes to digital, they need to release the original cut, because yes, it should have been raunchier. It should have been gorier, like so stupid gory. It's ridiculous. And then it should have been kind of like a comment, not being so but a comment on how we're kind of dumb now with the woke shit. So we were different people in 1999. So by contrast, show that commenting on the present.
Well, that was my point. When the goal is to kiss a girl, the movie is playing it safe. Even as a horror film, it's playing it safe, and that's the problem. That is why wokeness killed cinema, is because it places limits. And when you place limits, you don't get to push things as far as you want to and make the film that you want to, a film that people remember, think about, and talk about. I mean, now I'm not surprised that this movie was raunchier and gorier.
And the thing is, to be clear, this movie is not really woke in any way at all.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's zero. But it had an opportunity to be funnier.
It blew it.
Blew it.
I mean, it's not like it was there. They filmed it. And in terms of directing, I thought Kyle Mooney did fine. I mean, the movie doesn't have faults. The movie doesn't have what I would consider directorial faults. But again, it played it safe. And now you're telling me all this and realizing they had. It sounds like they had a good movie on their hands.
Yeah.
And wokeness killed it.
Well, I'll say if I read the script, I would think this is brilliant. And the execution did not. I feel like they needed to do a little bit more about when the turn happens with the, with the all the. I mean,
no, the turn happened when Fred Durst leads the rebellion.
Yes, there is. Fred Durst has a cameo that's supposed to be really funny, but I don't know if there were I'm sitting in the audience. It should have been a big moment. The audience is you could feel was like, who the fuck is Fred Durst?
I know. That's what I was thinking.
They seriously, it was like, this is supposed to be, and they play it so big.
I know.
And in the audience, no reaction.
I know.
And the audience I saw it with, a full theater, nearly sold out screening of this movie on a Thursday in Burbank, and no reaction.
See, if everything your friend told you is true, I mean, Kyle Mooney doesn't come off as great as he. I like Kyle Mooney. I like Kyle Mooney a lot.
But who knows what this is A24, and I'll see anything A24 puts out because they
put out Midsummer, right? Or
yes, I like A24 takes risks, and with this,
they don't take risks here.
No, a lot of the movies take risks. I feel like this needed to take more risks and go way over the top, and it failed. So I do not recommend it. It's a pass for me, Alan.
Now that I've heard this, I don't. Yeah, I'll just go to my original thoughts before ever hearing this amazing news that it was a better movie. It's okay. Nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just it should have been better, and apparently it could have been better.
If they released an unrated cut, I would watch it. But
absolutely.
The version of this movie that they chose to release fails to live up to the promise of the trailer. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Yeah. So if they release the raunchier and gorier cut, I will watch this movie again.
Let's go to your chat comments and questions.
All right. James Rashuti, aka Gen X Fed, for 20. A donation for Alan's popcorn bucket fund. Hammer time. I don't buy popcorn buckets.
Says the guy with all these popcorn buckets.
Look.
Thank you, James. That's generous.
Okay, look, that's a cool popcorn bucket. The Venom one is a cool popcorn bucket.
And do you have your Batman one? Do you have your Batman one? Where's your Batman one?
My Batman one is
because
they're cool popcorn buckets. I like cool things. I'm not gonna buy.
Hey, Steph from My Nerdy Home. Is it better than Can't Hardly Wait? No. There. You should go see it, though. Because
Steph, we're going to Mega.
Alan's going to MegaCon. I may go to MegaCon. I might go with someone to MegaCon. So there you go. We'll see how that. We'll see if it works out. We'll see.
We can hang out at Universal together.
Yeah. Steph, you're going, I assume. Let us know.
Rachel Christopher. This sounds like a very bad BO's B teen movie. Oh,
80s B teen movie. It's not bad enough. Not bad enough.
If it was raunchier,
I like bad. Look, let me compare. Y2K should have been Psycho Gorman. The tone of Psycho Gorman worked so well. And Y2K doesn't work. Oh wait, hey, the PCB fund.
Yeah, you don't need to. We appreciate the super chats, but I'll only buy popcorn buckets if they're cool. And that hammer is not cool. Mott, the kid from IT can't act either.
But
It.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was kind of weightless.
Yeah.
And then his friend, what was he, Polynesian or
He's
what
a
was he?
New
New Zealander? He was okay. I prefer Ned.
Yeah. Well, he was in Deadpool, the second Deadpool.
Yeah.
As the kid. Beer Source Rex, the explanation of Y2K in Office Space is all we ever need to hear about Y2K in film.
Well, again, look at a movie called Millennium Bug. Much better comedy.
Yeah. I worked at a credit union during Y2K, and we had to rehaul the entire computer system because we were using 2-digit years in our system. And so I was very clued in and keyed in on what really would happen during Y2K at that time. Okay, Mott says Y2K is the laziest movie I've ever seen in a long time. All nostalgia bait.
Yeah, I do think in a way it was kind of like so dependent on the nostalgia that you need to tell a story that's grounded. The nostalgia can be in the background.
Yeah. Narf Metmon for a member for 8 months. Hey, what is better, Y2K or Rhea M from 1986?
What's Rhea M? Is that a movie?
Sounds.
I'm sorry, Narf. Narf. I'm sorry, Narf. Narf Metmon. But thank you for being a member. Yeah, I don't remember Rhea M.
Let me see. Oh, I think it's a comet. Comet in a. Okay, I don't know. Here we go. James Raschuti, aka Gen X Fed, for 20 months. Member for 20 months. So from what I loves all the PCBs, he craves them. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what you should get. The conclusion you should come to.
Well, thank you. We appreciate all your super chats. That's all there is to say. Oh, here we go.
JPXRX member for 26 months. Alan is all about the PCB fund. Yeah, there you go.
We'll keep it going here. All right. We have 4 more movies to review, Alan. Do you realize that?
What?
Let's talk about a movie you and I have both seen. Wait for you.
Yeah, we can get through a lot of.
We'll go quick.
The Order.
Wait, let me play a video while you're doing that.
Yeah, we can do this one right.
You can read these questions if you can't see them. I drop a lot of important knowledge during the show if you pay attention. Okay, Alan, let's talk about The Order. This film stars Nicholas Hoult and Jude Law. It's based in some reality here. The premise is built on a book that is real. Alan, tell us about The Order.
All right, The Order takes place in 1983, where Idaho-based, I'm reading this off Wikipedia, Idaho-based agent spots a pattern in recent bank robberies, but these are not your normal bank robbers, guys who just want cash for the sake of cash, but these are white supremacists. The FBI agent is Terry Husk, played by Jude Law, and his partner, Joanne, played by Journey Smollett. And the bad guys is Bob Matthews, played by Nicholas Hoult, who is forming basically a white supremacist order, and they need money to buy weapons in order to do some really bad things. And so it's up to the FBI to hunt down and track the bad guys.
And Jude Law, he transforms himself in this movie. He's got
into an American, yes.
Yeah, yeah, an FBI cop stash. He's dealing with health issues. His whole body. I like when actors like Jude Law will walk different than they do as other characters. His walk is different. He has lived some life he is just very different. Nicholas Hoult also, like I mean, he's in the Mad Max Fury Road movie, as a war boy, and very different. He's gonna play Lex Luthor. Was Beast in X-Men. Nicholas. He's he's in Nosferatu, which you and I have seen. We'll talk about very soon. I love Nicholas Hoult. I think he's great. So 2 powerhouse performances in this film. So, and the premise of it, basically taking down these group of white supremacists are knocking off banks and getting money so they can overthrow the government. That's the ultimate plan. And they have a plan. And there's this novel that kind of explains how it could be done. That's real. Okay. So I think it's a very good thriller, top-notch performances that turns into almost a Heat-like rivalry between Nicholas Holt's character and Jude Law's. So it kind of ruins it, though, because you know what I'm going to say. So I'm all in this thing. I'm like, oh, it's action, it's thrilling, it's dark, it's like a crime thriller. They're trying to like stop these bank robberies, but there's more to it than that. And then it turns into, I'm sorry to say, a little lecture about January 6th at the end. Now, it was only at the end. If you literally stop reading the credits, don't watch the credits, a very good movie. But a little thing about like this, remember these dangers, this could happen. So it bugged me that it went that way. But up until that, an 8 out of 10 for me. Knock it down because of that, because I don't need to be, I can think for myself. I can draw my own conclusions. I can look at this as an isolated thing, and that it was certainly more of a threat than current events for sure. But it really, like the world building, the crime drama stuff, I mean, it doesn't quite reach the height of Heat, but it gets close. And I like the performances a lot. Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult, even though they're not on screen a lot together, they're amazing. So it still gets a recommend with a, I groaned when I saw it. I knew where it was going to go. I predicted, but I did enjoy it enough to recommend it. Alan, what did you think of The Order?
Yeah, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you. It was okay. I felt like it was a bit by the numbers. You're right in that Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult are very good in this movie.
Yeah,
but I'm like, it's like if I go on my shelf, there's going to be Mississippi Burning, there's going to be A Time to Kill. I just can't see myself putting The Order up next to those and be a movie that I'm going to watch a lot, like I have the other two. It just seems like it was a fairly by the book story that we've seen this before, and it's just this overlay of 80s white supremacy, which quite frankly I didn't see a whole lot of it in the 80s, but I lived in California at the time. I'm okay with the movie. I'm just not gonna give it a glowing recommendation. I've seen a lot of movies like this that I had fun with, and that's just going to fall in that category.
Well, the thing that put it over the top for me were the performances. I think Jude Law is just, and also having seen Jude Law in Skeleton Crew, completely different thing. Yeah. Like, I mean, he's so different between the two roles. So I liked it better. But again, I groaned at the end when the movie felt the need, not a spoiler, felt the need in the post-movie text to lecture about the dangers of the now. I don't think this is as much of a problem as people are making it out to be. I think it's being used for nefarious purposes, for propaganda. So that it feels the need to, editorialize at the end. Don't editorialize. Just tell a story. That's all you need to do. And I felt the story they told was very good. Then they needed to editorialize. Huge mistake, knocks it down for me.
I mean, I'll counter that in this way. I don't think it was conspiratorial. I think it was, what I'm learning now is that a lot of my left-leaning friends just believe that everyone thinks that January 6th was as bad as they think it was. And so therefore everyone agrees with me that January 6th was an awful event. So I'm going to make this movie because I'm going to ride that wave with this movie. And so I'm going to, it comes close to those ideas. And then I'll just throw in an actual connection to January 6th at that point. So I don't think it was conspiratorial. I think it was just misguided political rhetoric.
All right. So, Alan, what are your final thoughts? Do you recommend the order?
Barely, yes.
I recommend it a little more than you, but for me,
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
We haven't seen an action thriller like this in a while.
Yeah. So I like the tone. I like the way it was shot. It looks beautiful. So a well-earned 7 out of 10. Knocked down because I don't need a lecture. I just need a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to your comments here.
Bootzilla for 499. Rhea M is a comet that passed Earth, causing machines to come alive in the movie Maximum.
Oh my God. Why didn't you just say Maximum Overdrive? That's right. This movie aspires to be Maximum Overdrive and is not. I'm talking about, of course, Y2K. Thank you, Bootzilla.
And the Bootzilla again, remember, for 6 months. Popcorn Bucket movie coming in year 2040.
They should just make a movie called Popcorn Bucket. So there you go.
All right. From Rumble, Wesley 1924 for 5. What would be the name of your Popcorn Bucket magazine? Bucket Aficionado, Colonel Quarterly, or Barely Legal Butter?
Barely Legal Butter is my pick. Thank you, Wesley 1924.
Let's see. Slim Jim 491, member for 12 months. Hail Film Threat and happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas. It's back. Thank you.
Apocalypse Tedium. Holt's great, but in a heist movie, I want to be able to root for the robbers. Seems unlikely here.
Yeah, they really make them unlikable. I like a good anti-hero, like Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Heat had good anti-heroes. So, look, it's worth seeing.
Yeah. Turn for 2. Chris, what's the update on the Acolyte season 2?
We will have a teaser trailer soon, but
Like
it's
next week?
in, dude, can I show you?
Yeah.
Since you ask, I'll show you something. I'm going to show you something. Hey, why don't you read the rest of these and I'll be back.
Sure.
I can take a break.
Okay. Bumpy Johnson says, I'd rather burn my money. Yeah. Patrick Lemire, the little tag on the end of it is no. Makes it no January. January 6th was a protest that was ramped up into something else. I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. January 6th was a protest that was ramped up into something else by FBI investigators. Yeah, that's the thing that confuses me about January 6th. Sorry to make this political, but how government without guns? Just saying. All right, JPTRX would rather give my money to Alan's Popcorn Bucket Fund than this movie. All right, and Jeremy Shelton, will we be getting a drunk 3PO staring stream for Christmas this year? I think that's a Chris question. Let's see. A couple more comments here. Let me see. Where am I? You got it. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Clarence Markwell. No more Star Wars. You're beating a dead Tauntaun at this point.
Oh, we will beat the dead Tauntaun. Check this out. This is finally received the Kenner-inspired box of the Acolyte figures. Here it is. They have arrived retro style. Here they are. And this box has 6 figures. And there you go. Jedi Master Soul, May Osha. Oh, Osha. I feel a connection. We will have a teaser. Maybe we'll save the teaser for like a special day. Maybe Christmas Day or something. But we will be doing it, and we will have fun with it.
Yeah, maybe it should coincide with the Superman trailer that's supposedly coming out one day.
We'll do that. All right, we have a couple more movies to review.
All right.
How about this one, Alan?
Okay.
Yacht Rock, a documentary review, premiered on Max. It's an HBO original series about the metamorphosis, the evolution of yacht rock. What is yacht rock? Yacht rock is a genre of music it's like soft music. It's emo music. Before the emo was a term, it's Steely Dan. It's Christopher Cross singing Sailing. It is uber sentimental, ultra sentimental music that if you have a loved one you can cuddle up with, this is the music you play. And yes, it is schmaltzy, but it tugs at the heartstrings, and it's a smooth, mellow mood. I personally love yacht rock music. Yes, a guilty pleasure. I had a friend that I work with at G4 named Aaron AP. He was the sound guy who was in a yacht rock band that I went to see. I love that band. This makes me want to go to a yacht rock concert and wear a Captain and Tennille hat. I would do that. With someone special. So I didn't realize how this genre of music evolved and how it's often mocked in many ways. But the documentary, and when it says documentary, it's DOCK, documentary, right? Clever. I like that. My movie was Attack of the Dock. This is a documentary. I love it. So it's interviews with a lot of the musicians and people commenting on the music. I'll just say, if you do not look up a playlist of yacht rock tunes after watching this, which I did and listened to that whole weekend, I don't know what you're thinking. It's so well done. It's a good refresher for people who have never heard of it. And in these dark times, I think we need a break from current day to look back at these classic tunes with a newfound appreciation. I love this documentary. I'm been listening to the playlist, and I would like to take someone special to maybe a yacht rock concert. Who knows? That could happen someday. I don't know. But I strongly recommend this film. It'll make you listen to Sailing and all these Steely Dan tunes. I don't know. The whole thing made me smile, and I'm glad it's yacht rock is getting its due. So strong recommendation for me, 8.5 out of 10. And there you go, Alan.
So we really needed a yacht rock documentary.
Alan,
that's what you're saying.
You are going to cuddle with your wife and watch this documentary, and who knows, maybe get some Alan action. I could see that happening.
Look, if I wanted that kind of action, I would cuddle up with my wife and we'll watch Wicked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
Quite frankly, yeah, we needed that yacht rock documentary.
Yeah. No, look, it's really fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. and I thought it was great because I've been aware of yacht rock because of my friend AP. So I just think that,
Okay.
give this movie a shot. It's on Max. I'm surprised how much I liked it.
Is there any drama or controversy in this documentary?
Not real. I mean, a little, like, but it's not. No, it's pretty lightweight in terms of that. But it really deals with how, I mean, the music is kind of made fun of. It's not like, and it's,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
look, the songs are overly sentimental emo music before emo was a term. And it's now getting its due. It's getting respect. So strong recommend from me. If you got Max, definitely watch it.
Right.
Let's go to comments here.
Lord Thoth, Sailing is a great song from Cross.
I would
Honestly,
agree.
that's the only song I could think of when you mentioned yacht rock. Or Go Party Time. Yacht rock is the precursor to indie music. Is that true?
Thanks. Go Party Time.
Ololiukui, keep Steely Dan out of a yacht rock mouth. They are one of the best bands ever. So Steely Dan is not yacht rock. It is
certain
transcendent.
of their tunes are iconic.
Because I think more of Jimmy Buffett than I think of Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Rudy Garmish, does anyone else like Pina Colada?
I like Pina Coladas.
Okay, that's the second song I think of when I think of yacht rock. Jeanhu for 742. Is that box of Acolyte figures artificially pre-distressed?
Yes, it is. It's like the it's printed on it. I don't know if you can see, my lighting is not that great.
Yeah, no, we can see it.
You can see it's like pre-distressed, so it looks old. It isn't. So there you go.
Because the clever thought that would be great for the Acolyte.
Yeah, thanks, Sean Hu, for 742. All right, pivoting here with another film. How about we talk about a film that may have the longest title of any movie that we will review. Here it is. How do I get through this? This is the law. I mean, can we even read it? The whole title is
Start from the top.
Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, the Bubbles and Shitrockers story. And I was fortunate to see a screening of this movie. And I gotta admit something here. A friend of mine is in this film, Zach Selwyn, who is a musician, actor, comedian. Zach is also in my documentary, Attack of the Dock. Prominently featured. He is our Greek chorus. He wrote original songs for the doc. And if you are familiar with the Trailer Park Boys, this is a film based on the Trailer Park Boys, sort of, if you know about them, they're musicians and they're not the brightest bulbs in the bunch, which leads to tons of comedy, kind of in a in sort of a docu style. So Bubbles is obsessed with cats and kittens. He loves kittens. He writes songs. Some people write songs about love. Bubbles writes songs about everything related to cats and everything kitten related. So a viral clip of Bubbles goes viral, which launches him on a European tour, opening for Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton is featured in the movie. Billy Bob Thornton, the featured act, and Bubbles is somehow now opening for Billy. His songs are crazy. This is mockumentary style music documentary. So it's sort of real music, but fake events that they manufacture. Bubbles' goal is to one day perform at Abbey Road, where, of course, classic Beatles songs were recorded. So it's all leading to that. The European tour goes awry. There's all sorts of nonsense behind the scenes that are very embarrassing. Bubbles has a friend that is he never wears just a shirt. He never wears a shirt ever. This big this is absolutely hysterical. The music is great. It's ridiculous and over the top. Features a ton of cameos from prominent musicians. So, and it's out in theaters, actually. I see it's playing at the AMC Burbank Town Center 8. And you should see it. Charlie Lightning directed this, and it's almost like I don't want to say it's so much like a Borat kind of thing where it's Bubbles in weird situations. But it is akin or adjacent to that, where the situations are kind of real but manufactured. So that's why I would describe it as a mockumentary with just good shit. The Shitrockers, they describe themselves as Shitrockers, and the situations are so dumb that they get themselves in. You'll be laughing and enjoying the music. Strong recommend for standing on the shoulders of Kitties, the Bubbles and Shitrockers story. Go see it. Great time. I will say this, and I don't say this because there have been very few comedies released this year. This is one of my favorite comedies of the year because of the way that they take the situations dead serious. So go see this film. And especially if you are, you know what, even better, if you're familiar with the Trailer Park Boys, you'll love it. If you have never heard of the Trailer Park Boys, you will also love it. Because you don't need to know who they are. They're comedy musicians, and it's played real, but it's kind of real. Anyways, strongly recommend. You would like this movie, Alan.
Should I take my daughter to see this movie?
She would laugh her ass off.
Okay. I will try to get her to go. The question I have is, it's a mockumentary or is it a narrative, a straight narrative?
I mean, mockumentary, it has a story.
I mean, there's no talking head interviews and people.
No, none of that. It's reality TV style. They follow them through, and it's like a documentary crew is following them on their European tour. But obviously it's
fly on the wall type situation.
Yeah, it's scripted-ish. So, but I loved it. Music is funny. Bubbles. The main thing, that the grounding thing is Bubbles and his love of cats, which is to an extreme degree.
Okay, my daughter likes cats, so I think that might be a selling point.
We'll try to see this weekend. The trailer, or like, I will say this, it is R-rated, but it's like just weird situational stuff. It's not. Yeah, I think your daughter
language and things.
Yeah. You can, but it is R-rated. So yeah, so I recommend it. Let's go to comments here. And I will say this before we get to comments. Yes, this is Spinal Tap. It'd be comparable. Now this is Spinal Tap is in a whole new category. Hey, keep this in the review.
Okay.
Keep this in the review. So it is adjacent to This is Spinal Tap, but a completely different. This is Spinal Tap really mocks like metal music and stadium bands. This is like a very small band. But Billy Bob Thornton plays himself in the movie, and we see his music, and it's very good. So, yeah, again, strong recommend. Go see it. Comedy and music. Let's go to comments.
Now I regret not going to that screening. Jean-Hu, how does it compare to Spinal Tap?
Different.
That's why I brought it up.
But in the realm.
Okay. Black Star 1069. You got me at cats. Chris, say no more.
Thanks.
Lord Comet. Is it a documentary?
With Bubbles, it's a documentary.
LS24 over on Rumble. Trailer Park Boys was progressive storytelling long before woke ever existed. It had a gay couple, a transracial character, a tranny back in the aughts, and it never forced it into the story. It just was.
By the way, this movie is not woke in any way. When one of the characters is like, is gay or fluid, let's say that, but it's just, they mock everything. There's no agenda being pushed. It's just fun. So yeah, 8L is 24. You are correct. So there you go. One last thing, not so much a review, but a commentary. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm waiting for you, Alan. Should
right
I
there.
cover you with like a video? Do I need to play a video of something?
While I look for the poster, sure. Why
While
not?
you look for the poster.
Alan,
Do you love Refrigerator?
I love Refrigerator. Okay, I found it.
There you go. Interstellar is back in IMAX theaters only in a re-release of the film from 2014. This is the 10-year anniversary of Interstellar. This is, of course, Chris Nolan's science fiction film about a dying Earth and a search for a new, more habitable planet for the remaining citizens. This film, when it came out, I had problems with this movie. I also love this film. Part of the thing that this movie is criticized is the relationship with Matthew McConaughey's character, relationship with his daughter. And oddly enough, a very young Timothée Chalamet is in this film. So make of that what you will. And it takes an emotional and kind of science fiction approach to space travel. And what the cost of that is. The astronauts are sent into space to find another world, but because of the way gravity space travel works, the astronauts don't age, but their progeny, their children do age. And it deals with that relationship, mostly Matthew McConaughey, Cooper, with his daughter Murphy, and with a heartfelt ending. This film, when it first came out, because I am a father to a daughter, really broke me up. In particular, the final scene. I also love this film for its very original. I mean, it's Chris Nolan. It is spectacle at its best. And there's a robot in it that I just love. The robot is so great. It's such an original. You can take a Kit Kat and kind of reproduce that robot. It's a very original view of a type of. We've seen lots of types of robots in movies, and this one is done incredibly well. I really liked it. So, I will go see this movie in theaters. It's in re-release for like a week. They've been doing this a lot where they take these classic movies you may not have seen in first release in IMAX, bring them back out. So I plan to see it. I have not seen it yet. I've seen it. I saw it when it first came out. I do own the Blu-ray, and I can't wait to see it again. Because I'm thinking also of the score, getting chills with the score. Some of the action sequences are like docking with a vehicle is like a harrowing, thrilling sequence. So strong recommend. This is your reminder to see it in the theater in IMAX if you did not see it when it first came out. So and the robot Tars, voiced by Bill Irwin. Amazing character, doesn't get enough love. So check out Interstellar. Any thoughts on this movie, Alan?
Yeah, just to mention, it's in very limited release. I'm just looking at showtimes, and it's maybe playing in 4 theaters in our area. So get your tickets. Go see it.
Well, the best, it's an AMC Burbank 16. Also, it's at the Universal City Walk IMAX, which is if you have to get the right seat. The screenings are packed.
They are.
Packed. So this is really true cinema, and I have an affection for this film in spite of the flaws, which I agree. This movie, yes, it has flaws. Okay. But that ending, the very ending of the film, just I might have to bring a handkerchief.
I'm gonna have to relive that one again. Yeah, out here it's Orange and Aliso Viejo. Cool.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, this is your reminder to go see it. All right, that is going to wrap it up for us today. Want to thank, well, let's see. I want to remind you of some things. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 169,000. Isn't that right, Alan?
Yes, I believe we're only 30,000 away. 69.
That's a classic.
That is classic.
You don't say
69. I don't need to say it.
So, and thank you to Lord Thoth, who helps us mod here. Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, and Rumble, and Instagram. Remember, shop.filmthreat.com. The sale ends today. Is the last day. Go to shop.filmthreat.com. Use the offer code FTBF20 for 20% off site-wide. You will get your stuff before the holidays if you order. Today's the last day. So please do that. Alan, what do you have coming up this weekend?
Oh, let's see. I'm my friend just put out a short film, so I'm gonna go to its premiere in the OC here. I'll catch a movie when I can. Sounds like it's gonna be Interstellar and the Trailer Park Boys.
Dude. Yeah, those are
two
very different movies. But let's see. Tonight, I am going to the DGA to see a screening of a film called Day of the Fight. I got a recommend from a friend of mine, Ramesh, who told me I should see that movie on the big screen. I'm seeing it at the DGA with a party at. And then Saturday, I'm seeing another film.
Oh, I'm seeing. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Baby Girl tonight at the Lido Theater, part of the Orange County Film Society.
Nice.
So you can if you're in Orange County and want to go to a good classic theater, that's the one I'm seeing tonight.
So Saturday night, another movie for me. I'll tell you what. Sunday morning, I'm going to the Rose Bowl swap meet. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, folks. I'll be there, and then I bought tickets to Castle Green. I want to show this to people. Castle Green is this bill. How do you describe Castle Green? Castle Green used to be this luxury hotel built in the 1920s or maybe before that, in Pasadena, California. It was two connecting hotels. The one of the hotels was torn down. The original exists. Castle Green is the location for so many movies. Now it is home to many residents. They've broken up into these condos. I'm going to twice a year. It's like Wonka's Chocolate Factory. It's very mysterious. They say it's haunted. Tim Burton used to live at Castle Green, and that is where he wrote movies like Vincent, and he lived there. I mean, by the way, Tim Burton is from Burbank, California, but he lived at Castle Green when he went to Cal Arts. He is a Cal-Artian, as they say. Twice a year, Castle Green opens its doors to the public for a fee, of course. During Christmas and Mother's Day, I bought tickets. I'm going there for a Christmas party. Perhaps I'll bring someone special.
We get it. You have a girlfriend.
I don't. Someone special, yes.
Okay.
Girlfriend remains to be
All
seen.
right. All right.
But they do weddings. It's I love Castle Green because I'm an architect nerd. It is beautiful. They do this Christmas party. They do events there, but you really have to you have to get tickets. So I got tickets for their Christmas party. So I'm going to this special event. It's opulence, it's luxury, it's classic luxury. I say this because nobody knows about it. And then also, Castle Green was used in so many movie locations or movies, it's a filming location, but it's been in so many movies. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. So I'm like an architect nerd, you know. I like mid-century modern. I know that's very trendy, but I like mid-century modern. So they have like these plaques. You can see so many movies. Castle Green is featured. I'll be there on Sunday. And then I'm going to the Astra Awards. I'll be going to that. So look it up. Castle Green. I love it. I am a big nerd.
It looks fun.
Big nerd. Brock Samsonite.
Chris needs a date, ladies. Take the hint. Free fancy meal.
Well, there you go. Yeah, The Sting. Yeah, lots of movies have used Castle
The
Green.
Sting was that? They filmed the
location.
Sting?
Yeah. Look it up.
I have no idea.
Yeah. And here we go. Davina Duckworth.
The Hotel Green, also known as Castle Green, was a hotel in Pasadena, California. It was built in 1893 by George Gill Green and later expanded by him with 2 additional buildings.
Well, the only one building remains, but the sort of connector, they kept it up. That's where they would take the luggage, you'd check in, the luggage would go by like this device. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It was early luxury, like a movie palace. It has that opulence, that grandeur. So yeah, it's and also they say it's haunted. They'll do tours, but it's been in so many movies and TV shows, and the residents of Castle Green are mostly people who work in the film industry. So I actually looked into you can buy condos in Castle Green. And I thought about it because I love Pasadena. I love living here. And I can walk to Castle Green from where I live. It's like 3 blocks away. That's it. So there you go. All right. That's this. I nerd out about weird things, people. And I share that with you. And I appreciate that you tolerate my weird fetishes for architecture and action figures. So they
trying to find prices for Castle Green.
It's like starting at
I think it starts at $1 million.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Sean Who says, we love you, Chris. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, we got to go. Alan and I got to go. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
And let's get out of here.
No, wait. I'm not ready, Alan.
You're
I'm not ready.
It almost sounded like it.
I'm not ready.
But you looked up at me with his big weepy eyes. Don't go home tonight, Harry. Hold me a little longer, Harry. What was I supposed to do?
What are you saying? You took pity on me?
No, I was...
Fuck you!
Every time Alan and I hang out.
Am I prettier than Meg Ryan?
Get out of it. Hey, have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday with Versus. Alan?
Let's get out of here.